Hi, thanks for joining me. In today's video, we will be learning how to create a flyer in Canva. The example we're using are baby shower announcements, but these skills can be used for any type of flyer or announcement you need to make. So if you'd like to learn this skill, stay tuned.
Have fun, make friends, share your techniques, always make it pretty.
So we're starting in our usual place, the home page of Canva. Click on templates, scroll over to your right until you see flyer. Hit the arrow so you can see the entire thing. Click on it and then click on the blank one. Now we're in our workspace. You can get rid of the area on the right so we have more room. Go over to your toolbar on the left and type in pink balloons. This will be the first one that we're creating. I'm choosing the first photo. I'm going to right click on that and then set image as background. Going back over to our toolbar, and now we're adding some text. I chose the heading size, and you type in what you want yours to say. And remember, you can pause the video to do what you need to do and then come back to it. So now I want to change the font to something a little more elegant. And I'm changing the color, just playing around with it to see what looks good. So I just kept it simple. I made it black, centered it, and just made it a little larger. So next we're adding some more text. And think of what you want to put in here. I just chose some generic words, and as you can see, it does have predictive text, so it will help you create a sentence. When you start typing, it anticipates what you want to say. And these skills can be used for anything. If you need to create a church announcement, yard sale sign, anything, you just choose the images that you want and insert the text that you want and customize it to your needs. So I'm placing that where I want it, changing the font to something simple. I think these letters are easy to read, so I usually don't do anything too extravagant on something I actually want people to read. And I enlarged it a little bit. And I also want to put some space between the lines. That's what I'm doing here. And making sure it's centered, and it is. When you see that centered is already grayed out, that means it's already centered. And we're going to add all the text before we start to decorate. I think it's easier to do it that way so you know where to place your designs. It's not covering anything. All right, so I'm aligning this to the left. And I'm leaving it bold because that's pertinent information. People need to know when, where, and how. And I'm adding some more text after I move this around a little bit. I want a line underneath the top portion of the text, just as a separation. We have that space in there, but I also wanted a line just to make it look a little fancier. So I'm enlarging it so you can see the line that I chose. Although it's pretty, it's some sparkles, it's not doing what we want it to do. I want an actual divider. So I'm searching again. And again, just keeping it very simple because I already have so much going on background with the balloons and the bright pink, and I will be adding more. So I'm adding a simple straight line. It's elegant enough. And I stretched it so that it's underneath all of the text. And then I'm going to align the date, time, and venue with that line. So it's also working as a guideline. It's not just there to look pretty. Okay. And my advice would be to look at a calendar when you're filling in the date. It's easy to make a mistake and say, you have the right day, but it doesn't correspond to the date that you put on there. And if you're printing this could be a costly mistake where you have to go back and reprint. And I'm just going to duplicate this because I want all of the text to be the same size. So I didn't want to have to choose text, then resize it. So I just chose to duplicate it and type over it. And I'm putting the EST, the Eastern Standard Time, because people are so global now. You may have people attending that are in other time zones. And if it's virtual, that's another thing. If you're doing a virtual event, you need to put on there how people get in touch. As far as like if they need a code or something to get into like a Zoom or something like that. And this right here, of course, is totally made up. The baby museum. There's probably one that exists, so who knows? And don't forget to put the address. The only thing I didn't put on here was a phone number. You may want to put a phone number or how you want them to RSVP, whether it's through text or whatever, but include that as well. And I'm going to right align this. I just think it gives it a clean look. So I think that looks really, really nice. And I brought those lines closer together. And we are making it just a tad bit smaller. And throughout your creating time here, make sure you're minimizing where you can see the entire document so you know how everything looks in relation to one another. So I'm adding this rattle here. I just typed in pink rattle. And now I'm looking for something else adorable. And they have so many things to choose from. I thought this teddy bear here under the blanket was just adorable. So I put those two things there. And then I decided to add some more text. I said, you need to make this a little smaller so you'll have room for text. So I'm putting in RSVP by. Again, look at a calendar when you're choosing this date. Also include the method by which you want the people to RSVP, whether it's telephone, text, email. Put that in there for them. And I would specify one method just to keep things simple, because if you're planning this event, you're probably already swamped. So you don't want to have to check 3 different places. And I'm just resizing that. And making the rattle and teddy bear like the borders of this information. I'm just taking a look at it. think it looks pretty good. Of course, you always want to tell people thank you. And I didn't want to leave it in those block letters. The only thing I wanted block style was that RSVP. So it stood out from everything. So next, we're going to move on to how we would create one in blue. So I changed girl to boy. And remember, you can do whatever you want. You can do blue for a girl. These are just examples. Now I'm looking for some toys that are blue. I was surprised that they didn't have more of a selection, although these are photos. So I thought this would make a neat background, but the designs on the right side were just taking up so much room. Also keep in mind, if you're doing more than one, when I changed all of the color on this text, it also did it to the one above. And you'll see in a minute when I go back, I'm going to have to change it again. So now I'm stretching the background because I didn't want the blue to interfere with being able to read the font. And I just still didn't like it. So I'm looking for another photo. And it's really easy to do. I just keep choosing one and replacing it. Thought this one was cute, but again, it interferes with your ability to read. I even tried to change the transparency of it, and it still didn't work. And these are common issues you may run into, so that's why I left it in the video. It's no big deal. We're just going to keep looking. So I typed in blue clouds. Gonna keep it simple. When in doubt, go with the clouds. So I chose that. I thought it was really pretty. Simple, but it does what we need it to do. And I thought a darker blue might be easier to read, but then I said, you know what, let's just leave it alone. So now we're looking for some toys to decorate. So I chose this cute little train. Although it's not blue, it has some blue in it, but I like the colors of it. Very West Elm. And we're going back for some blocks. And I thought the ones that said baby were appropriate. Just made them a little smaller. To make anything larger or smaller, just grab one of the corners and drag it in the direction. Whether you drag it inward if you want it smaller, outward if you want it larger. And just playing around with the text here. Making sure none of the clouds obscure the ability to read the text. So I thought this looked nice. I'm enlarging it just to get better look. And I'm going to go back up and look at the first one we created. So you'll see all of the text is now blue. Because if you don't lock it, when you make a change to another document with the text and you choose change all, it's going to change everything. So I'm just changing it back to black. And I didn't choose change all because it would have did the same thing again and changed all of the font color on the blue one. And I wanted to play around with the teddy bear's colors. So I said, let's leave well enough alone. Everything Looks really pretty. It's easy to read. There are no misspellings. And remember, Canva doesn't have spell check, so be careful with your spelling. So if you're happy with the way everything looks, now we can move on to printing. So the first thing I like to do is name each document. This makes it easier to find within your files. So you just go over to where it says page 1 and it says add a page and just type in a brief description. Otherwise, the name of your document will be whatever the first words are that you typed in. So it would have been called For Our Girl. Next, you want to go over and click share. Click download. Change the file to the type you want. I'm choosing PDF print since I will be printing it. I'm making sure to choose one page at a time to download because I don't want a zip file. So I chose the first one. I'm clicking download. You'll see it downloading there. And then depending on how your computer is made, you'll see a little arrow at the top showing you. You click on that, go over, review the document again to make sure everything looks right. Click on print, and whatever you have set up for your printer will show. Make sure it's in portrait for the layout. Make sure the correct number of pages are there. We only have one. Make sure it's color if you want to print in color. And then you just click print. And that's it. Oh, and choose the number of copies. Choose one to begin with, just so everything is, you get to see how everything looks. Don't just go gung-ho and print 100. Print one, make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Then you can print the rest. All right, I hope this helped.